Okay. Um, see here. Get this going. All right. Volume is good. All right. So I'm gonna go over today. I've been planning to do this video for the longest. I'm gonna go over my current projections um, based off of the economic issues, primarily due to the pandemic or the outbreak of uh, coronavirus, COVID-19 epidemic, and where it's basically just broken down to where like what my current projections and where I'm looking to put certain chips in place to make a return off of this pandemic, as well as what people are already doing. As you can see, this is basically, I learned how to do this from writing code. Basically, I went to school for programming, and this is what is called pseudo code. This is kind of basically what you put in. It's like a flow chart, but it's what you basically the inner workings of what you want a certain software application to actually run out. But I like to use it to break down certain analysis and projections, as well as ideas, to come up with ideas. Okay. So nonetheless, this is basically what's going on according to what I see with the data that is already presented, and also um just basically certain things that happen also from 2008, from the market collapse of 2008, are also put put those factors in as well, as far as what happened with those, because typically uh those actual stats or problems that occurred back then will reoccur. Um, so I'll break this down from top to bottom. The economic issues of COVID-19. For one, you have deaths, as well as illnesses from COVID-19, and from that you have unemployment, basically going to the business sector because of the shutdowns. A lot of movie theaters are still shutting down. I'm hearing news reports that they're coming back up, but a lot of businesses are still closed. Some businesses, they already have said they are not going to reopen, and a lot of businesses, even small businesses, will never reopen just because they just don't have the money to recover. And businesses were already troubled before this pandemic, so they're just not going to reopen. Um, in my particular neighbor, well, all across the Chicagoland area, businesses are closed. As far as they're gone out of business, commercial real estate is so much commercial real estate that's open, that's available for rent. It is just unbelievable. It's just everywhere you look, you have commercial spaces that are. I mean, I'm talking about even entire office buildings that are completely empty, because basically they're the occupier, the person that the business that was there before, they decide to close up shop, and or they basically just decided to just move to another location, one or the other. But they basically have left, for one reason or another, and you have a whole bunch of office buildings, even factories, warehouses that are basically for sale because they just don't have anybody that is willing to take that space. The actual retail stores are open. There's so many retail stores that are open. It is like just a bunch of, I would say, commercial blight that you see all across the Chicagoland area, primarily in the South Chicagoland area. You see a lot of it because basically it's just a bunch of businesses that just could not stay open, as well as the COVID-19 crisis is just going to make it even worse, and has already made it worse because you have a lot of businesses that relied were like when I was in business, I only had a small margin of error that I could possibly make. If I just sneezed wrong, I would have just, basically had to close up shop. If I had a month where, like 2 or 3 months that I didn't make any revenue whatsoever, that would have been it. Because most people, they run their business with just basically maybe some savings that they got from someone else, or they saved it from their job. Like in my case, I saved it from the job I had before starting the business, and that's basically all I had. I had a slim margin of error as far as what I can, any errors that I could make, and if I did it, I would just have to close up shop. My business stayed open for almost 3 years. I had a computer store. I ran out of. I started to have a few bad months. Had personal things going on, and that was it. I was closed up. Um, you know, eh, just think of like a small business owner that just, is just running it like a small, like pretty much is self-employment. It's just a small margin of error. And then even, big businesses like medium-sized companies, they suffered. I mean, the travel industry basically suffered. Hertz Rent a Car, cruise lines, airlines. Boeing was already having the problems with their airliners with the malfunctions, and then the travel industry shutting down to a halt because of this pandemic just made the matters even worse. So all of this, these business closures, when they close up shop, unemployment rears its ugly head. So you have massive amounts of unemployment. I think they say like the numbers, what's the numbers? About 30 million people unemployed, something like that. Let me see what the employment figures are now as far as how many people are actually unemployed right now because of this virus. So you got like, I mean, it's somewhere in the millions, like upper, like 20 something million people plus that are unemployed. I mean, it's just way above depression level numbers as far as unemployment, and it's primarily based off of COVID-19, this pandemic. This is all, a lot of this is based off of COVID-19. This all feeds back into COVID-19. And then from the business closures, it goes into wealth loss. The market being down goes into wealth loss. You have billionaires that's losing. Like Warren Buffett lost like $50 billion plus. You have billionaires that they lost their billionaire title primarily because they were heavily invested in the airline industry. They were heavily vested in just, certain stocks, companies that just plummeted. A lot of the companies plummeted due to just this, pandemic, basically. Some have recovered. I'll get into that, but there was a massive wealth loss. Okay. Um, the markets are still, some markets have recovered, some are still down. Oil plummeted. You got people just staying at home, travel going to almost record lows, no use for oil. You had a few months back, you had oil cargo ships just sitting in the bay, sitting in the waters with nowhere to go, no ability to even embark to the oil refineries and offload the oil, because it was like just literally oil went to where the value of it got below zero. Okay, so um, even then, oil has recovered somewhat slightly. It has been some oil recoveries, almost so that I've mentioned people to my friends, family, buy as much oil stock as you can, because I mean, it's gonna go back up, but people don't listen, you know, and it did go back up. It went back up to the point where if you did listen, if you put 100,000, $50,000 into, like, for example, a symbol FET, which is, I think, Forum Energy Technologies or something like that. What's the name of FET? Because I follow them, and I've traded with them a lot. But what is the name of that company? Yeah, Forum Energy Technologies. So I mean, basically, they went up very, very high. They're at like over 50 cent a share. Um, it's just, yeah, oil's gonna go back up. Is a lot of these companies will go back up, but the stock losses, and basically made a big, huge wealth loss. A lot of people lost their billionaire title, and I'm sure a lot of people lost their millionaire title. People lost over probably the average year's worth of salary for an individual in their 401ks, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in their 401ks, because of the stock losses. But you know, going back to the other side of this, with the deaths and the illnesses from COVID-19 and the unemployment, you're gonna have, and I guess I'll talk about that too. I'll go into that. Housing is a huge issue. They constantly talk about housing, these evictions that are gonna constantly, that's gonna rear their head. You're gonna have the double bubble like 2008, people losing their houses through foreclosure, and then once people can't pay their mortgage because they can't collect rent, because the renters are going to get evicted, you're going to have this massive influx of evictions and foreclosures. You're starting to hear that now. People are starting to file evictions. People are looking for rentals, but I mean, if it's so many rentals, if it's more rentals than what people actually need apartments or housing for, then you're gonna have people that have houses that they need to collect rent off of to make a living, to, or even just to break even to pay their mortgage. They're not gonna be able to pay their mortgage. They're gonna have to walk away from the house. And then you have people that on the bottom tier that cannot pay their rent. They're gonna be homeless. or they even in cases just like I saw in 2008, people that can't also not only pay their rent or mortgage, they will be homeless because of this pandemic. Now the silver lining, because I did this projection a few months back, about a month or two back. The restaurant industry, if not nothing else, like basically I deliver, DoorDash on the side, and people probably look down on people that do gig deliveries. Mainly, most my day job is a gig job, and my side job is a gig job because basically um I'm a W-9 worker. But people look down on these, like, people that do Uber Eats and Uber and Lyft and Grubhub, Postmates. But the same people that look down on these people, my question to these people is, when you clock out of your job at 5 o'clock or whatever time you clock out your job, right? Or let's just say you might not look down on them, but you wouldn't do this. You would never deliver DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats or drive Uber or anything like that. But when you clock out of your job, right, at 5 o'clock or whatever, how much money do you make outside of your job from a hobby that you do or whatever you do? Or can you make any money outside of your job besides working at your job? What can you actually make outside of your job? Can you make $5 an hour? Can you make $2 an hour, $4 an hour? Can you make 15, $20 an hour? Can you make half of what your hourly rate of what you make at your job on average? Can you make that when you clock out of your job? If the answer is no, you should look at these little petty jobs that you see people doing a lot different. Because I'll tell you, I do. Because when I clock out of my job, I do a lot of different things, okay? And I sell herbs. I do a lot of different things. I I make a little, and I sell on eBay as well. I make a little bit of money outside of my job, but I don't make nowhere near half of what I make from my regular job. So yes, I deliver DoorDash. I mean, I at least make, I don't know, $10 on average an hour, maybe a little bit less depending on how it is. It's basically, I look at it as crumbs, but you can put a bunch of crumbs together and make a crumb cake. My point to all of this is that um one thing that I see that when I deliver DoorDash a lot is these restaurants, or even just one of my daily driving around or whatever. These restaurants are on fire, okay? Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, McDonald's. In my area, in the Chicagoland area, you got what is a local company that's worth over $1 billion actually. Portillo's. The lines are tremendous. I mean, it's like almost people's activities now are eating. People are binge eating now to actually have something to do with the virus, because it's nothing to do, because it's still, well, it's more to do because more stuff is open, but it's not as much to do as it was before the stay at home mandate and the business closures. So basically, one of the activities people are doing more is driving around and going to drive-throughs to get food. That's just what they're doing. So these restaurants are understaffed, and it's like, pretty much they need people to work these restaurants because they just understaffed. They're making money, but they understaffed. So it's like basically you got people that are delivering to other people, doing deliveries and stuff, and it's booming a lot because people also don't even want to go to restaurants and stuff. So I mean, I say all that to say that is one sector, the food industry, that is booming due to this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay. But unfortunately, working at Popeyes is not enough money unless you just working overtime to pay, you know, to all of your expenses if you had, a regular job with the standard salary rate in America, which is about a little less than $50,000 a year. It's just, it's not gonna cut it, but you'll get something. But the restaurant industry is booming. It's on fire right now. Okay. But you still have, like I said, you have this influx that is coming, which is evictions, foreclosures. It's gonna lead to homelessness. And then on the other flip side of that, you got people that, because you gotta think, I always say this. If you can't pay your mortgage or your rent, you definitely ain't paying your car note. It's just ain't. It's not happening. Okay, you're not paying. And then I just think, just off the cusp of even saying this, also, I forgot to put in credit card debt, because people are definitely gonna be loading up credit card debt. So you're gonna have that as another caveat to this. And then, I mean, like I said, car repossessions. I'm actually now already seeing car repossessions going. I'm seeing tow trucks that, these little black cars with the little lights. They have these lights, and people actually don't even know this. Tow trucks have lights and cameras on there. Some of them, the ones that are real serious about getting car repossessions, they have a camera system on their car, and I forgot the name of it, but basically that camera can scan license plates about they can scan like about 30 license plates a second, something like that. They can scan a license plate within less than a second, basically. So if they every license plate they scan, if they get a hit, they immediately repossess that car. And what a lot of people don't also know about car repossessions is it doesn't matter. Like, people's idea of car repossessions is that a car repo guy has this list of cars that he's looking for, and then he just goes by that list. No, these guys got a whole system, a national database. So what happens is, if a car is repoed in Utah, is on a repo list in Utah, and it goes to somebody, just travels to Chicago, right? And they park in a hotel parking lot. That repo guy, he gets a hit from that license plate, and it's on a national repo database. That repo guy is gonna immediately repo that car, impound that car, take it to his nearest lot, and he gets whatever the pay is for that car, um from the car company or whoever owns that car. Or it could be $1,000, it could be $500, it could be a couple $100. He's gonna snatch that car up. you know I learned this actually because unfortunately, my ex-wife had was on the repo list, and it was just, yeah, all of this I learned from that, because I didn't even know all of this. Okay. So the caveat to all of this is, it's gonna be a glutton of cars, okay, a glutton of real estate. And in the South Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana area, it's already a glutton of houses. I'm not gonna say it's a glutton of cars, even though one of the national um car like auctions locations here, I think it's called I don't know what the name of it is, but they have a couple car auctions here that is really huge. Okay, but the real estate here in the South Chicagoland area is already a glutton of real estate. It's a buyer's market. It's actually a whole. You can buy a bunch of houses in the South Chicagoland area below wholesale, if not wholesale, as far as real estate. But you're gonna have a glutton of cars. Okay, these cars are gonna get cycled through, um, because basically it's gonna be a bunch of car repossessions. It's gonna be a bunch of evictions and foreclosures. Then also you can put in tax lien sales. That's another thing that people told me over 20 years ago that you want to do these probate tax sales. You want to do these tax sales, tax sales, tax sales. They just kept saying that. Well, the house I just bought, the guy owned it. He bought it from a tax sale, and he paid literally almost nothing for it, and I paid, uh, I mean, a sizable amount more than what he paid for the house, and he got it from a tax sale. It's going to be a lot of those because if you can't pay your mortgage, you can't pay you can't pay your taxes, and people are going to get behind. If they're going to have to choose one or the other, they're going to have to choose either the taxes or their mortgage, and they're going to choose their mortgage. They're going to deal with the tax issue from the back end, and then they're going to get behind on their taxes. The house that I currently have right now, across the street from it is old back taxes. It's just been sitting there because people owe taxes on it. Now, unfortunately, what you also going to see with this unemployment tier here at the top is that you're going to see an influx of crime. You're going to see people like you see now looting and pillaging and everything because no jobs, nothing to do. Hey, I still want that Gucci outfit. I still want that Gucci belt. I want some Christian Dior still, even the fact that I don't have a job. Okay. Um, so let's hit up these stores. You know what I'm saying? And this is just gonna be what's gonna happen because of this unemployment. Okay, this is gonna get worse. This is my projections. It's not God, but it's already happening. It's just my current projections. I mean, it's really not rocket science. Unemployment is the birthplace, is the mother and father of crime. Okay, people that are already losing or gonna be losing their house or losing their car or losing, their apartment. Some people gonna be like, you know what? I'm not gonna take no L's. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna rob somebody. I'm gonna hit a lick, and I'm gonna try to recover and recoup some of this money, that I need, so I can avoid them taking my Dodge Challenger that I bought because I just want to impress Strags or whoever. you know I'm not gonna let them take it. I'm not about to lose. I'm not about to go back to my mom's basement. Not about to lose my apartment. I'm gonna hit this lick. I'm gonna start cracking some cards or whatever. I mean, I'm just painting a picture of what people will do, to avoid all of this, or if not, if they're already in a position, they will be committing crimes. That's just what's gonna happen. That is the like mother and father of unemployment is crime. Okay. Now, where people are making money, where it's a wealth gain, um, is people I've like saw Reddit posts where some guy he took out some of his 401k money, like 25,000, and now he's a millionaire after a few months because basically he used stock options and he bought, certain companies or whatever. Now, people have basically just, yeah, they saw the way the market was going and they made money off of. I mean, it's, I even made a little bit of money, but I lost it right back because like I said in the other video, Blue Apron stock went through the roof. I mean, this was about March, like mid-March, or the month of March. This is when people were ransacking the grocery stores, and they were buying up the entire grocery store. They weren't stealing, they just was just buying everything, and people didn't couldn't buy nothing. So take a guy that works for a living, or a well-to-do guy, or a well-to-do couple. They have children, and so on and so forth. um they have money to buy groceries. That's not a problem, but the problem is there is no groceries. So what they did was they just went on Blue Apron, got a subscription, and basically all Blue Apron is just a monthly food subscription. You go on their site or their app, and then you basically pick whatever meal plans that you want, and then they package it all up in a box, and then they ship it to you directly to your door, and then you just cook the stuff in your home. You got Blue Apron that does that, and then also you have HelloFresh. HelloFresh got bought out by Kroger. Kroger has not really, some, because a lot of times people say the company and the stock is two different things. I mean, that's a prime example of Kroger, because Kroger hasn't had that much volatility from the last 6 months. But Blue Apron stock, APRN, it went from, March, first week of March, it was like $2 and some change. Then it just shot up all the way as high as $16 on March 18th. So I made a few bucks off of that, but then I lost it because I didn't sell it. I probably got caught. What I call holding the bag is when you, I call it or holding a rotten egg. Basically, when you do more than 3 day trades and you have a stock, you have to hold it, because if you make another trade, they'll mark you as a pattern day trader, and you can't do that. That's one of the caveats of actually having more than $25,000 in your account. You're not stuck to being only being able to make 3 day trades in a week or even in a day. You can make as many day trades as you want. So yeah, but yeah, you have Blue Apron, HelloFresh. You have other meal subscription companies too. I can't think of anything, but I know HelloFresh and Blue Apron is one of the more noted brands that I know of. But you have those companies that went through the roof because they provided they didn't have any issues of people ramsacking them, and they're running out of food. The food was there. It was just a logistical nightmare because you had these grocery stores that had enough food for so many customers at at one given time, and then you have these influx of customers buying up everything, and then they're not able to restock the shelves that quickly, and then also deliver these trucks that quickly. So you had these subscription companies that basically were able to circumvent that problem, because you had money was not the issue. People had money, just food was the issue as far as being able to get food. Because I can remember going inside, Target, and then it was like literally nothing left. I mean, it was like the equivalent of going in a food pantry. to buy food. It was literally nothing there. Okay. Everybody done ransacked the whole store, um, because they just think that food is just gonna be gone, and they want to just, whatever the case may be, it just all of these people just zombied out and got all of the food, okay, from the grocery stores. Food was there. You just, people quickly figured out, oh, hey, if I just order HelloFresh, I got all the food I want. We can get, two subscriptions or whatever for as much meals as we want, to have. Or, they went on Blue Apron and they, got as many meals as they wanted to, so that's what happened from that. So it's just one of those things that a lot of companies made a lot of money from that, that this pandemic as well. Another company is Wayfair. um Wayfair went, um let me see if I can just show you better than just telling you, because this video is not time sensitive, because I mean, I'm just basically, I planned on doing this video, and um it's just one of those things where, um I just, the time constraint is not an issue right now. But as you can see, while I was still in the office, clicking mouse buttons and keyboards, I had no idea Wayfair was gonna take off. Okay. um you can do the math just right there. Okay, went from $24 a share March 18th. Now it's at 309.99. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this one out. Everybody's at home. You got us, whole world got put on lockdown for the most part. So, what do you need at home? You start to notice when you're at home a lot, damn, I need a coffee machine. Oh, I need a better closet. I need some office furniture because I'm working from home. I need, and when you need, you buy if you got the money. So people were literally buying all of this office furniture, home furniture. People's like, they needed to be able to also have entertainment at their house. So literally people start buying up outdoor furniture, outdoor, you know, things like the outdoor, not grill, but the outdoor, like, fire pit, just so they can have an aesthetic to look at while they drinking their beer on their lawn furniture, outdoor furniture or whatever. All of this was the caveat to basically Wayfair shooting up to where it is right now. Um, I I didn't foresee this. In my mind, my feeble mind, I was like, yeah, Walmart's gonna go up. I know Netflix is gonna go up, but Netflix was already very expensive. Okay. Chipotle was already very expensive. Target, I know Target was gonna go up, but Target was already expensive. Okay, this one is one of the biggest ones that I missed. But if I missed it, not everybody missed it. Okay, some people made some wealth gains in this calamity. You know, it's a guy, I think he owns Barstool Sports or something like that. He literally, because of this, he just went from talking about sports and stuff like that to literally starting day trading at home, in his office or whatever, home office. Made a whole bunch of millions of dollars, okay, off of day trading. He had some, like, problems or whatever, but he got through it and, shot through the roof, and he's making a lot of money now as far as I last checked, but I don't know. But a lot of people made money, okay. um Also, companies that were like, for example, is some companies that unilaterally made money because they just started selling products that were needed, such as masks. You had companies that were printing T-shirts. Now they're printing masks with your name on it and stuff like that. They start making money. People like the company that I work for, not gonna mention the name, they already sold alcohol, so it's like, okay, you got a hand sanitizer shortage. Oh, we got plenty of ethanol. Okay, we just mix it with some water. Here you go. Here's the sanitizer you need, hand sanitizer you need. Okay, so you got companies that were able to kind of just make money off of what's needed. I wasn't one of them. The fortunate thing that I made money off of this thing is I made a lot of money off all natural boner pills. Okay. People want to have goo globs of sex right now. Okay. Even in the pandemic, people want some loving, right? They want McLovin, right? So I've been selling a lot of sex god capsules. Um, I haven't been selling a lot of them on my website, but I've been selling a whole bunch off of Etsy, Amazon, not Amazon, but eBay. I've yeah, don't I haven't had any sales that much lately, but I've been doing really, really well from Etsy. Um, I think my product is close to the porn industry now because some person bought my products in North Hollywood. Okay, so yeah, there are porn studios in North Hollywood. And yeah, this guy particularly bought a whole caboodle load of them, right? So my sex god product is very, very good. I already know it's good. I mean, and people are trying to, you know, they still trying to have, because they're at home. Um, they want to have some good sex, and people want to, get some all natural, Viagra type supplements. They have been buying my sex god product, and I also made the sex goddess. I made something for the females as well. I'm gonna be talking about that soon, but yeah, I made a little money. I mean, I haven't gotten rich off of this pandemic. I made a little money, but um, I didn't. My business I started in January, way before this pandemic, right? And I would have liked to have made a whole bunch of money. You would have think I've made a whole bunch of money because I actually sell stuff that possibly can get rid of COVID-19. But people just don't know a lot of times, and people really, just like in the Bible or whatever. My people suffer from a lack of knowledge. People just don't really know. You know what I'm saying? And then people are very risky, take a lot of risks in life. But I've given a lot of my products, my rejuvenation products, to my family. I've had cousins. Had a cousin that got COVID-19. I sent her some of my rejuvenation package. She's well now. She kicked the COVID. I definitely believe my products helped, but I didn't get rich. The fortunate thing about this COVID, well, unfortunate because I lost a loved one. I lost someone dear and near to me, my sister, my oldest sister. But I've been able to continue to work. That's been a great help for me because that allowed me to actually be able to buy a house, and even be able to fix it up. So I've you know I made a couple little gains from this, but I've not made any serious wealth gains from this like some people have. Um, it's just I had a little money in the market. Didn't have I don't think I had enough money to actually capitalize on it, or I just I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this stock trading, day trading stuff out, swing trading stuff out. So I'm learning, but I've learned actually quite a bit in the last few months. But yeah, I haven't been one of those fortunate ones yet. But yeah, it's just another thing that I've noticed to finish this off is that one of the other sectors that people have made a lot of money and are continuing to make money off of, and I've said this in another video, that and it goes back to the final points of the real estate market prices dropping and the car prices dropping and a glutton of cars on the market, a glutton of real estate on the market. And it does lead to me directly too, is that okay, I got this house now. Okay. Even some, people very close to me, they're buying a house, they working from home, and they're actually buying a house. I've listened to NPR over the weekend. The CEO of Redfin was like, basically, yes, the real estate market is at one of its highest levels it's been in a long time, primarily because you still have a lot of people that are still working. They're still working and they're looking to also buy real estate. They're trying to, move from another location because a lot of these companies, what they're saying, because this pandemic is just, something that they want to take time to make sure everybody recovers well from, and their employees, they're extending people being able to work remote. And also, some of them are even giving people, their employees, stipends to work remote in an extended period of time. So that's allowing people to actually be able to like buy property like in Nebraska or something like that for dirt cheap and actually homestead and then work from home in places like they would normally, couldn't be because they had to go in the office. So instead of being in a cooped up apartment in New York, they're going to, live in some farm area in Pennsylvania. Not everybody, but some people are actually buying real estate across the country and in remote locations, because they're able to work from home. And then you just have people that just buying houses because the market, they're still working and they see opportunities in the market and they're buying them up. Even my, I mean, me not having that much money as I have, I bought a property in this pandemic because it was a good deal. And, from that good deal, from that real estate purchase, I need building materials. I need car parts because I'm, if I, some people that's buying these cars or, flipping cars or whatever, they need car parts. So let's go, back to Wayfair. And Wayfair also in the final steps, like when you fix your house up, you got to get furniture. You get, and Wayfair sells, um, they sell everything just about, like, well, not everything, but they sell, like, for example, you can get a kitchen sink from Wayfair. You can get kitchen cabinets from Wayfair. You can get a bathroom vanity. You can get a bathroom sink from Wayfair. You can get everything you need inside a kitchen or a bathroom from Wayfair. Okay. But if you need lumber and everything like that, for example, because I primarily go to Lowe's because they give veterans discount. You know, this is actually not Lowe's. This is another company. This is like they're into. This is actually something with It's a totally different company, but Lowe's hardware is what I need to look for. Okay, so this is their price, and then I just go back 6 months. Okay, and that tells all the story. Okay, they're at 154. Okay, mid March, before March. Okay, first week of March, $65 a share. Okay, $65 a share. Now 154. Okay, this tells a story. Okay, I mean, this tells all the story right here. Okay, so and then even one of their subsidiaries is Rona Inc. That's crazy. Okay, that's even more crazy. I have no idea what this company is, but this is Lowe's. Okay, um, go. Let's go to Home Depot, and it'll tell the same story. Okay, 6 months, March 13th, and 80 bucks, 80 bucks. You would have, well, actually more than that. Nah, it went as low as 152. Okay, 152 March 20th. Okay, now it's at 280.55. $280.55 Home Depot HD. Yeah, I mean, they're gonna need building materials. They're needing everything to rebuild these houses once they get them. And basically, that tells the story that my current projections are it's on point. Okay, now let's go at the auto part stocks. Let's go to AutoZone, and it's very similar. I don't go to AutoZone much. Okay, I primarily go to O'Reilly's. 6 months. Let's go back 6 months. Same. So March 18th, it hits its bottom at March 23rd, $723. Now it's at $1,196.05. Okay. This tells the story of what I'm already telling you from my current projections. Okay. This is telling you the story. To 6 months, you look at those charts. That's why charts are important. It tells you the story. Okay. So let's go to O'Reilly's because I go to O'Reilly's the same thing like with Lowe's. They give me 10% off because I'm a veteran. Okay. I did my service. I went through boot camp, basic training school. I served my country, so I get 10% off. And I suggest anybody that is a veteran to utilize that. Now, if it's something I need, of course I'm gonna go to Home Depot or AutoZone. But I mean, O'Reilly's got damn near everything AutoZone has. Same. $260.92 March 23rd. Okay, now it's at 463.55. Okay, it's basically supporting my projections. Okay, now like I said, um this is primarily due to this COVID-19. All you have to do is just basically see that what's coming now, and then also look at what's down. Look at I'm looking at I've saved undervalued stocks. So when I go, I use Yahoo Finance primarily. So basically, I I look at undervalued stocks. That's primarily what I look at. And if you go to screeners, you go to save screeners, and they already have a list of screeners that you can basically buy. So I mean, well, look at. So they already have an undervalued growth stock list, right? So I don't have a lot of money, so I set the price. I filter the price, and I see what's out there. And this is what I look at. Okay, so for example, this container company, this is like it was at 20. It was in its 52-week range was $2.21. Right now, it's at 80 cent. Okay, so it's very undervalued. Okay, if those containers actually get moving again, that stock is gonna go up. You're gonna make some money, possibly. Um, I am not a financial expert. This is just my theories, according to my own personal consumer trades that I make. Okay, please do your own due diligence. Consult someone that is a financial expert that has fiduciary responsibilities if you want expertise. So yeah, you could see the 52-week range as far as where it's at now and where it was. So I usually look at that, like for example, this one here, whatever this is, Dananos Danios Corporation. I don't know if I'm spelling that correctly. Most likely I'm butchering that. But I just look and see what they do because I've never heard of this company. And then also, 6 months is like that's exactly what I do. I go as soon as I see a chart, man, I hit that 6 month chart. Because I want to see how I did in the corona virus at the pandemic. So this is another company that deals with containers. It's a logistic company that deals with containers, basically. All right. So it says it's one of the world's largest independent owners of container ships. That is Danos, Thanos, whatever. DAC. That's the symbol. DAC. Okay. So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of undervalued companies, right? You want to look at those if you want to make some money, and then you want to look at the what's going on. You want to take heed and see where you can make some money at it. Um, so yeah, that's all I had. I wanted to get this one out the way. Current projections. Okay. Um, this is just my take on things and what I think is gonna be coming down the pipeline. If you agree with what my projections are, please comment below. Like, share, subscribe.